Hi, besties. My name is Tricia Heals. I'm your psychic bestie, and you're listening to your Psychic Bestie Hotline. Episode 20. Number 2 is such a sacred number. I love the number 2, so thank you so much for listening to episode number 20. If you're new here, welcome to the podcast. I am your psychic bestie. I channel loved ones. I can also channel your spirit guides and even animals. Today I had such a fun session with one of my favorite clients. I am just so lucky that I get to call you all my clients, and I truly bring you all in with light and love, and I set the intention to find my soul family. So if you found this episode, if you found me on social media, or maybe you were at an appointment and the practitioner told you about me, thank you so much for being here. It truly is so magical how everyone just finds each other and you come into this Tricia Heals community. Your angels are stepping up right now. I even have someone riding a bike towards us. So if that is your loved one who loved to be on the bike, I'm hearing that it is a man. So just picture that your loved one is still riding their bike. Your angels are so happy up in heaven. I hope that you, from this podcast, can understand how magical and safe and happy, and that there's no pain anymore when they're in heaven. 111 when I looked at my screen, which is new beginnings. And also I can see your souls that are your loved ones visiting right now. Their orbs are going all over the place near me. So thank you so much for showing up, because they led you here. They are your biggest fans. And right now they're saying that they're the ones sending you the birds and the butterflies. So you have been seeing butterflies specifically. I'm picturing butterflies, except in New York, it's on and off cold, so we don't have butterflies yet. But whoever is meant to hear that, maybe you're seeing logos or a bracelet with a butterfly. However that resonates for you, your angel is sending you the butterflies. I love that, and this is your sign to keep looking for the signs. They are all around you. One of your angels just kissed you right on your forehead, and they're saying, let's get this episode started. They are so happy that you'll hear these messages. Today, I'm teaching you how to level up your life. I do have another podcast episode about that, but specifically today, we will focus on where you're meant to be, how you are meant to grow into the best, highest version, and all that takes is stepping outside of your comfort zone, which sounds easier said than done. Your dream life is right outside of your comfort zone. This might sound really random, but to me, my comfort zone is going on cruise ships. My mom went on a cruise with my whole family, of course, but my mom was pregnant with me on a cruise. So I have truly traveled on cruise ships from when I was a soul, waiting to come onto Earth, and then the rest of my life. I've been on so many cruise ships, and I was having my training session. This is the third episode I'm talking about my trainer, but he was asking me what is so special about a cruise, because he's never gone on one. And that question kind of took me by surprise, because that's a hard question to ask someone that, like, that's all I know. I love cruising, and I just light up talking about it. Right now I'm smiling, and I actually stopped packing for my cruise that I'm about to go on because I need to get this episode recorded and edited for you and have it published on Tuesday. So just know I'm recording this and I don't even have a full suitcase yet. It is 10:44 p.m. and I leave tomorrow morning very early. But that just shows I'm so excited to talk to you. I'm so excited for the cruise. And this is a way that I have created my dream life. Ever since I was younger, I romanticized cruise ships. I truly light up even thinking about one. If I see one when I'm out in the wild and I see a cruise ship, this is very rare, but when I pass one that is docked somewhere, it is the best feeling. And I know that some of you have never gone on a cruise ship or this does not resonate at all. So for this episode, I want you to put your hands on your heart and just sit with yourself and think, what lights up my soul? I'm even hearing one of you, it is baseball. Watching baseball, talking about baseball. When you pass merch or a baseball in the store, you have to pick it up and touch it. So one of you, that is definitely what lights you up. Another person, I'm even hearing something with caps. Maybe they're saying like baseball caps. There's definitely a theme here. Caps, but also like bottle caps. Maybe someone here collects bottle caps. Okay, another person loves polar bears. You guys are all over the place. I love it because that just shows we are all so unique. different things light us up and make us so happy. And that is how you live your dream life, is by following your passions. Think about what has always made you so happy, or things that you would research. I have always grown up watching YouTube videos, and I watched someone who is an ice skater actually on Royal Caribbean. I am so loyal to Royal. I'm so excited because I'm actually a Diamond Club member, and this is my first cruise where I am in the Diamond Club, which is their loyalty program, and it's the highest accomplishment is getting into this lounge, and I made it. So that just makes me so excited because it just shows how much I love cruising that I made it to the top loyalty level. You guys, I light up talking about this. I have so many stories, and one in particular. This is the coolest story probably of my childhood. We were on a cruise, and it was my senior year of high school, and that just shows in 2018. It was in the spring, right before I graduated high school. We didn't have Wi-Fi on the cruise ship. At that time, you could have paid extra, but it was in the in-between of we didn't need Wi-Fi for our vacation, if that made sense. Because when I was younger, we wouldn't use our phone for the whole week. The only people I had to talk to were on the cruise ship with me. Wi-Fi wasn't even a thing. Our phones weren't a part of the cruise. So for 1 week, I remember not having any technology when I was younger. Then, when I was 17, about to graduate high school, we went on a cruise, and none of the kids in the kids club or the teens club had internet, which this just shows how our time and our day-to-day evolves so rapidly every single day. When I was 17, I'm only 25 right now. This was a very recent story in the long run, but when I was 17, we did not have Wi-Fi on this cruise ship. So me and all of the kids that I met that became friends had to figure out a game plan to talk to each other when we wanted to meet up somewhere, or when we were going off the ship. We had to communicate and let each other know when we'll be back and where we would meet up. So somehow we all made a game plan that there was this small library on the cruise ship. It was in the middle of a staircase. So on a regular floor, they had this little library with a worker that would sit at the desk, and it was like a service desk, not a librarian, just a worker sitting at this desk that happened to be in the small library. And it was where a lot of people would walk because it was right next to the elevators, right next to the staircase. So hear me out. We were from 13 years old to 17 years old. And because we didn't have our phones to talk to each other, no data, no Wi-Fi, somehow we made this brilliant plan. We used the papers and the pens that were on the desk in this library, and we started writing notes to each other, and we picked one book on the shelf, and we would put the paper in the book. We would come back onto the cruise ship after a long day at the beach on an island. We would come back all sunburned and tired, but we were running, me and my sister, to get to this library so that we could find the book. And every time we went there, it was moved around because people were looking at the books and moving it. Honestly, it's a miracle that no one touched our notes or found our secret. Or maybe if they did see it, they kept the magic for us, because this was such a magical story that I lived. But we would rush back to the library. We probably didn't run. Again, we were tired from the beach. But I can remember my sister and I going to this book, and sometimes we would bump into other kids from our friend group that they were with their siblings rushing back to the book, and they were writing their note to us. So we all just kept adding and adding and adding on to these notes that we would put in this book. And that was the last cruise I went on where I didn't have Wi-Fi for 7 days. And I'm smiling because that kind of sounds magical now if I think about it. Our phones are such a distraction. Yes, it is such a beautiful tool, and you might have friends or family or people in your life that you get to stay connected with because you aren't living right next door to them. So in my opinion, social media is amazing. It brought me all of you. Truly, social media has changed my life in so many positive ways, but everything has duality. So the opposite of that, it is draining us. Our phone is a portal. I can go scrolling on my phone, and then I look at the time and I realize so much time has gone by. And the other day I actually tried an exercise, and I intentionally said, today I will spend less time on social media. I said a social media detox. And when I tell you, I realized I was on a story on Instagram. My brain was just in autopilot like a robot. And I realized that I was on someone's story on Instagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to do this. And that just shows from habit, I just go through my apps. app. Sometimes I'll X out of Instagram and then I click the app again and I'm like, I was just on here and I X'd out. My thumbs and my brain just click and make me go on these apps because we are so dependent on the apps for a quick dopamine hit. The cruise that I'm about to go on, I am consciously putting this out into the universe that I want to be more present. I love people watching, so while I'm on this cruise, it's the perfect opportunity to look at families, and I always love seeing dynamics and when they're bickering and I think, oh, I'm glad that that's not me. But I can't wait to go on the cruise and just be present during the shows. I love, love, love when they have ice skating shows, they have aqua shows, the cast and the dancers, the singers, everyone is just so amazing and talented. I am really excited to channel my younger self where I did not have to be on my phone all the time. I started reading, so the younger version of me went to the library to find out where my friends were going. And now this version of me, I packed 3 or 4 books in my Kindle. So I am so excited to just be in my own little world. That is what a cruise ship is to me. You are in this fake world where you start knowing everyone's names. You'll see people that you recognize and you keep seeing them for the whole week. It is such a tiny little world in a huge ocean, but to me it is so magical and my happy place. No matter what, well, not no matter what cruise. I am very picky on what cruises I go on, but no matter what vacation that I pick or the cruise I pick, I am so happy and grateful to be there. Let me go back to my story in the library. It just shows that as kids, we were creative. We had to come up with ideas. We didn't have our phones to give us all this knowledge. And right now, if you don't know how to do something, I'm even picturing a calculator. I use my calculator all the time. They're saying we need to start acting like kids. Count on your hands. Start doing things that we used to do when we were younger because that was so good for us and it made us think and be creative and come up with ideas that we might not do now. So this is my challenge for you. I'm not saying go on a social media detox, but my challenge is to find ways and things that make you feel lucky, things that light you up. And honestly, just look back to when you were a kid and try to find the beauty. I know so many of us go through different things, and maybe your childhood was really hard, or maybe when you try to think back, you're forgetting a lot. But really just sit with yourself, sit in a quiet room if you can, and ask Spirit to give you ideas of ways that you can level up now by incorporating things that made you happy when you were a little kid. Because the little kid is still inside of you. You are every version of you up until right now, and then you're also every version of you that is so much more advanced. Think about you in 50 years from now, you'll be so different. So all of those versions, every one of you is in your soul. Your soul is so special, so magical, and you can have fun. This is your permission from Spirit to open up the possibility that your life is amazing. You are living your dream life. And all it takes is living with joy and doing things that make you happy. No matter what you're doing right now, I want you to just smile. You can be driving the car or actually go look at yourself in the mirror somewhere, but just smile. Maybe you feel funny right now to smile and think about it. Just realize how good that makes you feel to smile right now. While you're smiling, think about your face. What do you feel on your face? Do you feel your eyes squinting or maybe the sides of your mouth? Really tune in with your body and right now, take a scan of what your body feels like when you're smiling. Maybe you're going through the hardest time period of your life. By smiling, you are giving your body permission to feel calm and know that you're okay. You can't change the situation that you are in right now, but just know that you can change how you react or how you are moving. And that's the key. Keep on moving. If you are going through something so hard right now, keep moving and keep thinking positive. Even through the storms, they're saying a rainbow will always appear and the sunshine will still shine. No matter what change you're going through right now, if it feels good or maybe it feels bad, everything has different sides to it. Just know that I'm sending you so much love and light, and I hope that you can find all the rainbows today. Okay, as your psychic bestie, I will not gatekeep this secret that I live by. You have to romanticize, and I kept saying romanticize during my session with my client, so I'm still channeling from that session, but they're saying you have to romanticize even when things seem bad or go wrong. And for example, say someone cut you off in traffic. I always use that as an example because it happens to all of us. That's a perfect opportunity for you to say to them, thank you. And this is something I need to work on too. When things don't go your way, thank the universe or thank whatever happened because there is a higher purpose. Your angels are saving you from something happening, and that split second where a car cut in front of you is saving you from something down the road. So, anyway, I was about to join one of my calls with my mentor, and I had a huge Stanley filled with water. And every time I pull my desk towards me when I sit down, nothing ever happens. It's a desk on wheels and it comes right near me. Of course, I'm smiling thinking about this because now that my nervous system is calm and regulated, I pulled my desk and this huge Stanley, I think it's 32 ounces of water, came pouring on me. It fell in my lap. The water was pouring like it was the sink all over me. And I had to have a sacred pause. And in a split second, I had to decide, what will I do? So the funny part of the story is I had on my shirt that I always wear when I'm with my mentor. We work together on Zoom, and the shirt was from her retreat. So I was wearing that shirt and I was like, no, I'm going to change and put on a different shirt. So I put on a different shirt, and when I sat down, the water went all over me. So I ended up changing back into the other shirt that I originally had. The whole point of the story, first, trust your gut. I should have just kept the shirt on, and then the water probably wouldn't have spilled. The second thing, when the water went all over me, I had to out loud say thank you, and I smiled. I could have been so upset, and it could have ruined my day. It could have brought down my vibration, and I knew in that moment it was a learning lesson. I had to just laugh, and I did. I laughed, and I was thinking, like, I cannot make this up. I need to join this call right now, and I have water. It was all over my couch. My iPad was right next to me, my notebook. I have all my Oracle cards. I could have made this my whole personality and spent my whole call talking about it. And I didn't. And that is such progress for me. So I hope that you can take that story. When something like that happens, it is annoying. It is not, well, the old me would have said it's annoying. But it was a blessing in some way. I needed the water to spill on me. I had to go change and then I had to sit down. And honestly, I felt like, wow, so much just happened in the span of 1 minute, and I joined and my mentor was on the screen. So I share that story because I hope that this week, when something doesn't go your way or when something pops up and your reaction probably is to just go at it, take the bait, or go towards something. What our spirit team is saying to me and you is that we need a sacred pause. Maybe in a moment where you would roll your eyes when you saw something that someone's doing in public, or however this resonates for you. Instead of rolling your eyes, maybe in your head, say something nice to the person or stop and say, I'm thankful that, and then you fill in the blank. So this is another challenge for you. First, we're finding the childlike, fun, creative side of us and not being drawn into our phone all the time and getting stuck in that portal. And now the next challenge is to start saying thank you. When you're grateful, it will change how you feel. Even if you're sick. This is something that I had to work through, and I reversed my autoimmune diseases. I have multiple, and one is rare. And by saying, I'm so grateful that, and in the moment, I truly did not feel grateful that I was sick, or if I had COVID, the flu, I would say, I'm so healthy, I'm so happy. And you guys, I'm being honest with you, when you have the flu or COVID where you're sick, you do not feel happy. It is the opposite of that. But the universe and our body doesn't know. If you keep complaining, if you keep talking negative, I bet you're listening to this and you're like, yep, that's my family member, or yep, that's my whoever that is for you. Or maybe it is you. Maybe you tend to be more negative or worry or have anxiety about things. But our angels are really trying to have us focus on the positive, even if it is a shitty situation. If something bad happens, how can you find the beauty in what happened? Even for me, when I've had to go my separate ways from people, it has helped me when I say the universe is divine. Everything is divine timing. What is meant for me will not miss me. So I hope that you take that from this episode. When there is change in your life, you have to know that if it's happening, it wasn't meant to be. If you are walking away from someone, that is divine. You are not meant to walk back to them. So I'm just here as your psychic bestie to say I'm so proud of you. I'm giving you hugs from New York. After I'm done editing this and uploading for this Tuesday when you're listening to this, I have to go pack. And my motivation, and I don't have to, I get to. I'm so excited that I get to, It is now 11:32 p.m., but I am so excited that I get to stay up and pack and I'm still doing laundry. And that's a perfect example. You're hearing in real time. Someone could be dreading it and saying, "Oh my God, I have to wake up at 6 a.m. and I didn't do my laundry." Some of you would have been freaking out. And right now, I have to romanticize it. I get to pack my sunscreen and pick my outfits. This is a blessing that I get to do this and a blessing that I get to wake up tomorrow. So I hope that all of you find the beauty, the light, the blessings. Put on some music, dance, and have fun. When you dance, let your hair down if you have long hair. Even if you don't have long hair, pretend you do and shake your hair. Dance, let it all move through your body. Let any pain or any tension, anything that you're holding onto in your body, let it out. Honestly, the more that you shake and you keep moving, you will feel like you're lighter. I swear, and I live by that. So I'm so excited that you stayed all the way to the end of this episode. Maybe you're hearing this down the line, and I'm so happy that you're here. And there's so much magic that is coming after this episode. So if you're listening to this in the way, way, way future, I'm so happy that you found your way back to episode 20. One day I will have 2,000 episodes. So this is right at the beginning of this beautiful journey in this beautiful Tricia Heals community. If you haven't yet joined, I would love for you to join our group chat. I am on all social media accounts. This week, I might be a little MIA. But you can find me on TikTok. I go on TikTok live. My username is at Tricia.heals1. My Instagram account is Tricia.heals. And then I have another Instagram account, Tricia.heals1. You could always email me. Everything is linked below in the show notes. I love meeting you all one-on-one on Zoom. I'm also an alignment coach, mentor. I am so excited to share everything that I have learned and practiced and to get us in a space where you can keep learning and growing because that's all we can do. Life is school for the soul. You are just a student right now and you have to have grace. If you get a bad grade or something happens, you have to keep moving. You can throw out the paper that has a letter on it. And that is a perfect example that everything can be changed. Rewrite your story. Rewrite the ending of how something happened. You get to find the beauty and the light and the joy. And if you found this podcast, if you're listening, you match my frequency. So just know you're on the right track. It is divine that you're here. I am so, so, so happy that you're a part of the Tricia Heals community. I hope you have the best day, the best week. Have the best, they wanted me to skip to the end. Have the best life. They don't want me to say the month or year. Have the best freaking lifetime. You deserve it. You are a beautiful soul on this earth right now. And how lucky are we that we get to be together and share this lifetime. So from the bottom of my heart, I love you all. Thank you for being in this community and on this journey with me. I'll see you on all the other social media platforms. I love you guys. My name is Tricia Heals. I'm your psychic bestie and you're listening to your psychic bestie hotline. I love you so much, besties. Talk to you soon. Bye. Mwah.